All right. Hello, everyone. And thank you for tuning in for another Hope at the End of the Tunnel podcast. I am one of your co hosts, Juanita Woodson, and I am joined, of course, with my lovely host, Joy West-Phalo. And of course, we are bringing you real stories with real moms to remind you that there is that hope at the end of the tunnel. And I'm going to pass it to Joy so she can introduce our guest for this evening.
Yes. Hey everyone. I am excited. We have a very special guest tonight, Makayla. Makayla and I met probably about 3 years ago. We were co-workers and we just kind of bond and that's how that is. And she left us and she's doing some amazing things. And I saw her on Facebook and we've always kept in touch. And I saw her on Facebook and I was like, okay, I need Makayla on this podcast. So that's how that goes. And Makayla, you can just tell the viewers as much as you would like.
Yeah. So thank you so much for just inviting me onto the podcast. You guys are doing an amazing job. I'm honored to be here. And I am currently a Christian life coach. I help women to basically improve or increase their confidence and their identity in Christ. And I also sell candles. And I have a podcast. So I do things based on what God wants me to do. I'm led by Him in everything. I'm a mom, so that's a plus, but also it is a challenge. So that's a little bit about me. I'm from New Orleans, but I currently live in Frisco City, Alabama. And yeah, I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, New Orleans. Listen, so I visited New Orleans, I want to say a year ago. And I don't think I really got to give it the time. So I can't wait to go back and be able to like experience it a little bit more. I was like fresh off of a surgery, so I can't wait to go back and
Oh,
be able to
yeah.
give it a little bit more time.
Let's go. Let me know when you're ready so we can go.
Yes, so we're gonna like get started by breaking things up with an icebreaker, right? So, if you could describe motherhood in one word, what would it be?
In one word, I would say, well, there's so many ways to describe it, but I would say rewarding because the lessons you learn in motherhood are not the same lessons you learned before motherhood. It changes you completely, um, for sure. So yeah, I would say rewarding.
That's good. I love when we ask our guests these questions because they all give a different answer and it makes you just really think like, okay, yeah, it is rewarding. Yeah. All right. So, what does balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship look like for you on the daily?
On a daily. So I would say that I am nothing without God. So I let Him lead my day. Um, and I try to do to-do lists. I try to multitask when I can. You know, motherhood is not linear. It's like a roller coaster. And so there may be days where you get things done and days that you don't. But I think that on a daily it's just to-do list and prayer are my two key things. So yes.
Yeah, I
Listen,
feel that.
I love that you said sometimes you get things done and sometimes you don't, because I know the three of us can probably all relate to the frustration of trying to get everything done in one
Mhm.
day, right? So
Yes.
how do you balance it? How do you balance being a mom, being being a businesswoman, right? How do you balance those
Mhm.
things?
So I think that it really takes a lot of perseverance to do it. It takes that inner just knowing that you can do it as well. You have to believe in yourself first. And you have to also just learn self-control so that you can be focused and take care of things while taking care of your child at the same time. Um, because things come up, life happens. But if you just learn how to prioritize the right things, you'll at least, even if you have a to-do list of a long list of things, if you at least prioritize the right things and push through, you can do it. You can do it, but it definitely takes perseverance on the inside, because there have been plenty of times when I've been like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just gonna be a mom and just do this over here, and I'm just gonna take care of my baby, and that's it. I'm not gonna do nothing else. But I don't think God called me to just be a mom. There's so much more that He wants to do right now. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta be a strong soldier, and we just gonna make it work. So yeah.
So do you have a schedule?
Yes, so I have a planner. And I also have a counselor. She has been everything. A shout out to her. Her name is Kiara Johnson. She's in Mobile. And she has been so helpful on days when I just wanted to break down. But she taught me to plan out my days, schedule out my days. And I have another, I would say, counselor that's helping me. She taught me that it's really important to steward your time, because God gave us time, but He didn't have to give us time. He doesn't have to give us tomorrow. So a sign of gratitude is saying, okay, I'm going to steward my time well because God gave it to me. So
That's good. That's
That
good.
is.
I love that. I love it. So, what's been like the biggest challenge then in juggling both roles? And then how do you overcome it?
mhm. So I think that there are a lot of hills that come with business
Mm.
and everything, especially things that you're not used to. So for example, I don't know how to, well, I didn't know how to build a website. And so there's all this coding that comes with it. There's these technical things. Now I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I think that it takes, like I said, perseverance and saying, okay, I know I don't know what I'm doing right now, but if I just keep going and take the next step and pay attention to what's in front of me and not all of it at once, then I can do it. I can do it. Um, the worst thing you could do is sit and regret not doing things that you said you wanted to do. And then you sit and watch other people accomplish all these things. You're like, man, I wish I could do that. But you can. You can do those exact same things with perseverance and grit and prayer. So, yeah.
That's good. That's very much true because I've quit several things several times, and it's like, why? And God is like, no, Joy, you're not quitting. You got to keep going. Somebody needs you. And that's what I try to let people know. Like, well, everybody's writing a book, but your story is not for you. It's for somebody else. Everybody's story is different. And it's
Mhm.
not about writing a book or something. Because that's what people think. I don't want to write a book. But your story is to help someone else get through whatever it is. So yeah, I have to remind myself that often. Okay, Joy, keep pushing. You got to keep going because someone needs you. All right. So have you struggled with the mom guilt, and how do you navigate that?
Yes, there have been times when I've had to, I had a master's program that I was in, and there were times when I'd be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. doing work. And I'm like, tomorrow, I know I'm not going to have energy for my baby tomorrow. I'm going to have to send him by his grandma so I could sleep. But that's the point of having a village. So that way you don't feel, so guilty when it is time to, take that time to yourself. So yeah, there have been times when when I have tried to do it on my own, and I've said, okay, I don't want to keep asking for help. I'm going to figure this out. I don't want my baby to, just be without me. I love him so much. I want to just hold him all the time. But with that, it's kind of a hindrance to myself, like sabotaging, because I learned that rest is recovery. So if I don't recover, then how can he get the best of me?
Mm.
That's only giving him, I'm only giving him the worst in those times when when I'm burnt
Yes.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
yeah, I've learned to just be aware that rest is important.
And asking for help is important, and
Yeah.
asking for help is okay.
Yes.
it's normal. We need it because we're not going to show up 100% all the time for our kids. Let's just be honest. But the more we are closer to 100 is good for them. Is
Yes.
yeah.
But and I think, and I'm glad you said that, Joy, because I think that showing up for yourself 100% is showing up for your kid
Yeah.
100%, right? Giving
Mhm.
yourself that rest and recovery time is showing up for them 100% because you can't pour from an empty cup. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted to ask this question. I know it's not on here. What would you say to a mom who maybe doesn't know how to show up for herself?
Hmm. Well, that's a very deep question because if she doesn't know how to show up for herself, then how can she be there for her kid fully? So I would say that the moment that you decide that it's not a priority to show up for yourself is the moment that you say that you're okay with the challenges that come with that.
Mm.
Because there will be pitfalls because it's fruits of the spirit, right? And what's in comes out. So it will catch up in times when she may not expect it. And if she ends up having to go to counseling or somebody is trying to give her advice, she's gonna be like, well, I knew it was wrong. I knew I was supposed to show up for myself. So it's gonna be a cycle until she learns how to show up for herself. So I would say don't wait until it gets bad. Don't
Mhm.
wait until it gets bad. Don't wait until you have to show up for yourself. Just know that showing up for there's going to be more benefits in that than waiting on a time when you have to do something because you have no other choice.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's sometimes hard, and we battle with like that mom guilt that comes with that, but they'll be okay. They will.
Mhm.
That's where like the village it comes into play. You know what I mean? How old is your baby?
He's 4.
He is 4. Oh, he's still little.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. He just finished with his little temper tantrum stage, but they still come here and
They,
there.
yeah,
But he's learning how to communicate. Yeah.
they're not gonna stop
Yeah.
anytime soon. He's still
Listen,
4.
I'm enjoying this little before it start up.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. And another thing that I want to mention, like you said, you were going to school, getting your master's up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, not want to ask for help, but to know that it's just a season that you're doing this. It's a season, and every season look different. So it's okay. Having the mom guilt is normal, but then once we realize, like, you know what? This isn't gonna last always. This is just a season.
because you won't be in
Yeah.
school forever.
Yeah, yeah. And it's to better you and Kingston,
Yes.
basically. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's good. So if a mom is out there watching, just know that all seasons look different and you won't be in the same season for long or forever in that same, season.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Love it. Love it. So, what boundaries or systems have helped you create balance in your daily life?
Boundaries and systems. Non-negotiables. Number 1 is self-care and prayer. So I get up, and I know this sounds crazy, y'all, but it's the only way I could do it. I recently started getting up at 4 a.m. to get on a prayer call. And it has been the most amazing and most transformational thing that has happened for me because I understand that not only do I need to take care of my mind and my body and do self-care, but I need to take care of my spirit. I need to spirit and make sure that I'm approaching things internally that are holding me back, blockages, bondages, you know. But also I try to pamper myself every now and again, so I got a little foot tub, so I be, relaxing. I got the little hand moisturizers and the gloves and stuff like that. And I just try to set up a little time for myself, just kind of like romanticize it, because we only get this life once. So why not make it the best, even if things around you aren't going the way that you want it to go? So I would say that when I notice the difference, when I don't take care of myself, when I'm not doing things for myself or treating myself how I would want somebody else to treat me, then I burn out. I burn out. And I've learned too that my partner is not responsible for my happiness.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's not responsible for that. He's not responsible for my self-care. And so that's why I take so much time, because y'all know it's a 4-year-old. Whew, a 4-year-old. Very busy.
Yeah.
And my partner is away at work. So I have to do those things to fill up my cup while he's gone.
Mm,
So yeah.
that's good. Yeah. And everyone's self-care looks different. And I love when we get moms on here and they express what their self-care is. Because I just like to hear different people's, self self-care. So how does faith and prayer play a role in helping you manage both your businesses and your family?
Yes, so God is my CEO. So
Mhm.
he coordinates all of this. And I know when I'm leaning in farther than him, because I feel like I'm double-minded or
Mm.
confused. And I'm like, well, maybe I should do this or maybe I should do that. But God is not the author of confusion. So I know when I'm stepping out of line and when I'm in alignment with him. Um, so it does, I think prayer doesn't have to be this big thing.
Mhm.
Sometimes just saying 3 words like, God help me, God guide me, and just taking time to hear him. And sometimes you may not hear him. Sometimes you just have to work, and just let him work things
Right.
out for you, and make things clear for you. Because I think that there's clarity. There's more clarity. There has been more clarity when I walk beside him versus when I try to do it on my own.
Mhm.
So I would say that faith and prayer has led me farther than how I did things by myself. When I was in college, I co-founded an organization for women, and it was awesome. It was great. But there was this one project. It was a big project, and I was in charge of it. But I didn't have the mental knowledge and capacity to balance school and that event. But now today, because I have God and because I've matured, I know that I can do that event. So it's not too late. So if a mother is listening to this right now and they feel like it's never too late. Even when you're 84, 70, 60, it's never too late to do things that God has called you to do. So yeah.
That I love that. Yes, it's never too late. Yes. So, what kind of support system helps make it all possible? Because I know that village, it definitely helps to make it possible.
Yes. So um my mother-in-law and my husband's cousins have been so helpful. Oh my gosh. And the best part is that they live pretty close to me. We all live on the same street.
Well, that's
So
good.
whenever I need to bring my baby over there, I'm like, you go walk. No, I don't walk. I don't do that. I'll drive him over there. And he has a good time. He has family here and everything. But also like counseling to take care of my mental health. I went through postpartum, and that was a really, really rough time. It was the worst time of my life. And I didn't understand what was going on, but I knew that my body was just changing. So I had one counselor who was helping me through, but she wasn't a Christian counselor. So it was kind of like temporary fixes, but nothing was really sticking for me because I had a spiritual issue that was going on. I was battling depression in my mind, and battling things that I didn't even know existed until after pregnancy. So I would say that counseling has helped, um, book reading has helped, and then just family. So, yeah.
Hey, I love that.
That's good, especially that Uh, I've had people say, "Well, what's the difference between going to a Christian counselor and a regular counselor? Like, how do you know the difference?" But the fact that I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, and the fact that you just said that because you knew that you were going through something spiritually, of course, then you would say, "I need a Christian counselor," because you don't even know what I'm talking about. You talking about the sky purple, and I know
Yeah.
that you want to be like, you
I
don't
don't know.
know.
You're
Yeah.
fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, it was
Yeah.
my, that's so true. I have been to I've been to three, and there's one difference between the one before the one I have now. The one I have now, I've been with her for like 3 years. So the other one, she was like, "Well, you're battling with an adjustment disorder," and I was like, "I don't know. I don't really know." And then as I was in my own prayer time and talking to God and talking to my current counselor, I realized I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm adjusted. I'm adjusted to this by faith. By
Mm.
faith. But I think it's about declaring, it's about knowing the word and knowing that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. And I walk by faith and not by sight in this. So even though it's a hard path, that does not mean that I have a disorder. That just means that I have to trust God in this until it becomes more comfortable. It's just a season.
It's
It's
just
not forever. Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
Yes. So, what has motherhood taught you that has also made you a stronger entrepreneur?
Motherhood has taught me self-control and patience. Self-control and patience and meekness. It has humbled me. Um, motherhood has taught me that I don't know much. I don't know much. And I don't mean that knowledge-wise. I just mean that we don't know because it's so unpredictable. We don't know what's going to happen next. So we have to have faith and ask God to order our steps so that so he can make our crooked path straight.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yes. I love that. I love that because I've said before, like every day that your child is growing, you are growing too. Every day that your child is learning, you are learning something too. And so the
Mhm.
way that you just like laid that out so plainly,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. So how do you celebrate your wins then? Because if you're learning and growing every single day, how do you celebrate the wins in that?
Mhm. So I don't travel all the time, but traveling is one thing that I really like to do. Um to celebrate, I think cooking, I don't know why that's a reward for me, but I love to cook. It's like a reward. Like I'm like, oh yeah. Like I just cooked and got creative and it made me feel good inside and it tastes really good at the same time. So I like doing that. Just to do it. And then I spend a lot of time with God, like in his bliss, just thanking him. A lot of gratitude, a lot of gratitude. I'm nothing without gratitude because I feel like if you forget where you came from, like you forget your story or forget that you have breath in your lungs when you wake up, like how can you really be living and be aware of what's going on right now if you don't have gratitude? So I just celebrate the simple things because not everybody is walking right now. Not everybody has legs, arms, like life happens. We've been safe on the road, and I pray that God continues to keep us safe. So I would say that gratitude is one thing that I do to celebrate. I'm like, thank you, God. That's how I'm gonna celebrate. Thank you. So yeah.
You have such a calm spirit.
That's God. That's God.
It's so calm and just like you're so powerful, but it's calmness too. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just like so calm and soothing. Okay. So, what advice would you give to another mother who feels called to start a business, but she's afraid she can't manage it?
Well, my story's a little different. I didn't mean to start it. It just kind of like turned
Mm.
to this thing. So I was making candles and then I just was like, oh, I really like this. I'm like, oh, probably, work with this and probably sell candles. And I was like, oh, well, I would like to speak. I do a podcast. So I would say that anybody who's afraid to start a business, like, don't be afraid and see it as more, change your perspective. Change your perspective. Don't think about your limiting beliefs. Don't think about those. Think about what ifs. What if something good happens? Don't say what if I mess up? What if I not able to do this? What if I don't have the money? No. What if somebody gives you the money? What if
Yeah.
somebody blesses you? What
Right.
if you get on Forbes magazine one day? What if you get to meet Oprah one day? What if think about the good things and not the bad? And that's how you need to steer your path and know that God is with you and he will not fail you and he lives within you. And because he is within you, you can't fail. Even
Mm.
if you have to do it over 1,000,000 times, even if you start and stop, just knowing that you're doing something for you is something that you're never going to regret. There are people who are 80 years old, 90 years old, and I was watching this video the other day, so that's why I could kind of talk about it because it's so clear in my mind. The ladies were saying, I regret not having more fun. I regret not doing more. I regret not, they regretted just not living their life.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna make me a bucket list because of them and go and have fun and live life. But also this business is something that God has called me to start. So I would say there don't allow fear to stop you from doing things that you want to do in life.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love that. Thank you for sharing that. Because some people get scared of bucket list and they're scared to do things. And I am terrified of dogs and I want to overcome my fear of dogs. Yeah, I'm terrified. So when you just said that, I want to actually hold a puppy. Okay, sorry. But
You
yeah, I
should.
just put that.
You should
There's
just
some
go
better
buy
than
a
cute.
dog. Start there. That's what I do.
Definitely not doing that.
Hey, I say just buy the dog. You know.
Then I kind of did think about that like a few years ago when Derek was out working. And I was like, maybe I'll just buy me a dog. You know, we won't be scared of. I wanted a German Shepherd.
I
That's
mean,
what I wanted.
it's
Yeah, but
big.
it is big, but it was going to be a puppy. And they say they're so protective of you, you
Yeah.
know, and
They
that they're
are.
really good dogs. And that, so that's what I wanted. Okay,
They
anyway,
are.
yeah. So
Okay.
I believe don't live in fear. That's it.
Yes, I love that.
Yes, I love that too. Yeah.
What's the name of your candle business?
It's called the Holy Glow Company.
The Holy.
Yes, the Holy Glow. Yes, the Holy
Oh,
Glow.
I love that. Okay.
And she's a sponsor for the We Change Everything marriage retreat. She's sending a candle. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm so excited to see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Love it. Okay. I love your energy. So it's so
Mhm.
great. Like your energy is just so positive. So when I woke up this morning, I was just in such a good mood, y'all. Like I generally am just in a really good mood, but this morning I was just like feeling real good. Even though I wasn't feeling good, I was just like, I'm so thankful. So then for you to like end it on that note, I love it. So
Mhm.
if you can just let us know, so what does hope at the end of the tunnel mean to you?
Hmm. What does hope at the end of the tunnel mean to me? I get visions a lot, and sometimes I can't stop them. They just just keep coming. I'm like, I gotta make this come true. So when I think about hope at the end of the tunnel, I think about that vision that's in my head. And I would say if you have a vision, don't let it go. Make it come to life. Anything that's in your head, it can come to life. That's why it keeps coming up. That's why you can't stop thinking about it. That's why when you sleep, you think about it, you dream about it. So that vision, I would say just don't let it go. Don't let go of your dreams. Don't let go of the visions that you put on your vision board because they will come to life, but only with faith. Only with faith without work is dead too. So know that while you have that vision, know that you're gonna have to put in the work. But there's hope at the end of the tunnel. If you just see the vision at the end, it can happen. There's if you think of a tunnel, it's a pathway. So there's a pathway for you, but you just gotta walk. So yeah, there is a hope. There is hope. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Come
I
on.
love it too. Okay. Okay, so Makayla, we're gonna have to get you back on, right? Like, so we're gonna have to
Yeah,
have a part two.
I would
So,
love to.
thank you so much for joining us and telling us all about the new things that you just started because this is new to you. How long?
So I graduated from Call Coach Institute on September 6th, I think.
Okay, okay.
So yes,
Congratulations.
yes, thank you. And then I've been selling. Joy actually knew me when I was starting my candle business and everything. And I didn't have much faith then, but now Joy, thanks to you, thanks to people who
Oh,
just have been so supportive. Because Joy would call me on the phone, she's like, "You can do it. I promise you, you can do
Let me tell you something about my
it."
joy. All you need is somebody that believes in you, somebody that speaks the life in you, and that is something about Joy. If you tell Joy that you want to do something, Joy is going to be rooting for you behind the scenes. That is something about Joy.
Yes,
thank y'all. Y'all
definitely.
so sweet.
About Joy.
Yes, for
Y'all
sure.
so sweet. I just feel like everybody should do something other than a 9 to 5. Like everyone needs to do something. And it's
Yeah.
okay because it helps, it keeps the distractions away. You just sitting at home thinking about the long day at work. Get you a hobby, find you something to do, and you never know what that hobby
Mhm.
may lead to. That hobby could be your $1 million business, and you ain't
Mhm.
got to clock in no more. Oh, don't get me started. But anyways, all right. So if our viewers, whomever may be watching, if they want to connect with you, how can they connect with you? If they wanted some holy glow candles, how can they get them? Or even a session, how can they connect?
Yes. So if you would like to connect with me, you can go to www.theholyglowcompany.com. I have my coaching link on there. I have my podcast on there. I have my candles on there. And eventually there's going to be more to come. So all you have to do is go to that website and you'll be able to see all the good things we got cooking up.
Yay! I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I remember this. It was what has it been 2 years ago? About 2 years ago?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm.
It's growing. So
And
thank
it's here.
you.
And it's
Yes.
here. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited to see this grow even bigger. And then the next time we have you on, I know this will be an even longer podcast episode because you definitely have more to share with us. So listeners, when you tune in, make sure that you share some feedback with us. Leave a takeaway, right? Share some feedback. Something that Makayla said that inspired you. Make sure that you share this episode with someone who needs to be inspired. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Go follow her, order a candle, subscribe to her podcast as well. And then make sure you stay tuned for some more podcast episodes to come. Until next time, take care.